Today it's time for my end of the year reflection, which is honestly something that I love doing. I find it very therapeutic and I just kind of like thinking and looking back, and I think it helps me look forward. It also helps me be more optimistic because I realize how much actually happened in the last year that I'm pleased with. So what I've done here, this is all kind of partially collapsed here. So each one of these is just a category with a bunch of questions in it that I had ChatGPT help me put together. And I have these here in my daily note. So I'll try and remember to share the prompts or the actual questions themselves. Originally, I was going to put this in as a custom AI template so that I could just record an audio note and it would automatically format my answers into these questions. But then I realized that I didn't want to do it in one string. I want to kind of go through, think for a minute, record my response, and then move on to the next one. So that's the reason I have it here in my daily note. I am going to record and transcribe audio memos that I can then move back up into the answers. And you could, of course, type your own. If you're a big writing fan, you could write out your own, but I do recommend doing it in a digital note-taking app so that you can look toward the next year. And I'm not going to go through all these. I'll just do the first category as an example. But I did want to mention this last one. I do have a looking ahead to 2024 one, but I think I'm going to do my own kind of reflection video for that one. So I've already done a planning video for 2024, but I think it's nice to do a more kind of reflecting one where you sort of think about what you'd like to happen versus just sort of writing down your goals and whatnot. So let's get started with the first question here. So what were my significant achievements in work this year? So I'll start recording. And again, you can also do this on the mobile app. You have the voice transcriber there as well. Okay, so in 2023, there's two particular professional accomplishments that I'm very proud of. Reflect reached profitability, which was our growth goal for 2023. And I launched my own agency business, Startup Cookie, which, I was going to say it immediately became profitable. It's kind of hard not to have an agency be profitable. But we grew, and I'm very proud of that. We had a really solid first few months and learned a lot about what to offer. Okay, so that's now going to transcribe. It gives you a little notification up here and a message here letting you know that it's being transcribed. And depending on how long your answer was, you can make it as long as you want. It might take, a few seconds. It might take like a minute or something. But it will appear underneath an audio memos note here. You don't have to create this. It will automatically do it for you. Here we see it put in there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to Command X, cut it out, and then I'm going to paste it underneath as the answer there. And so there I have my answer. And if I want, and I go on to the next one, I can collapse this to keep it clean. And I can just start recording the next one. So setbacks and challenges. I'm not going to say how I handled them just so that it's not super long. But I'll just kind of record a quick note about setbacks. In terms of professional setbacks in 2023, even though Reflect met our growth goal, it didn't come from a consistent growth channel like I was hoping. And so I am still hoping to work on finding that channel in the next year, and it will make growth a little bit more consistent and easier for us. Similarly, in Startup Cookie, we found models that were highly in demand and worked well, but they were a huge pain to build and just kind of became a bit of a nightmare. But thankfully, we did find one in the end, and I'm excited to focus on that in the next year. Okay, I made that kind of short because I don't want this to be a painfully long video where you just hear about how my year went. But that's going to transcribe. And what I wanted to show you is that you can actually go on to the next one while it transcribes. So how have I grown professionally over the last year? I can just start recording another one. In the last year, I made a big career shift to focus more on what I want my career to look like instead of what I feel like it should look like. So that means doing actual building in terms of growth instead of team management. And I would rather spend my time creating things and building things than in meetings. And I made a lot of progress in that this year. Okay, so you can probably saw while I was recording that one, the last one transcribed there. So I can now take this one, do the same thing. I'm just going to cut it out, paste it as the answer there. Just like I did before. Again, I'm going to collapse it so that I know it's nice and clean. And you can even see with this dot here, which ones you filled in already, although you'll probably remember it anyway. Now that one has transcribed. And so I'm going to go in and do that. And that's the first section. We're done. So I would now collapse that. And if this were actually my reflection, not just the video, I would keep moving forward and onto the next section. Probably the best way is just to record all three right in a row and then move them up. It's super fast. It's really, really fun and easy. And then, of course, these are just all the general questions that I got from ChatGPT. You'll probably want to add in your own. I know I did. I kind of customized mine. So it's a good starting point, but add in the questions you want, remove the ones that aren't relevant, and have fun with it.